I'm very excited because I get to get lifted at one point in one of the numbers. And I wasn't expecting it. And when I was in the group, I'm looking around and I'm like, I have 3 very tall men with me, so I'm going to take a wild guess as to who's being lifted. And of course, like the tallest of the 3 men was just like, yes, it's me. It's me. I'm Krystyna. This is Austin. 15 minutes to places.
Welcome. It's 15 to Places, and I'm here with Krystyna, who is one of the choreographers for Opera House Players productions of Grease. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. I have a few questions that I have out here. So dance is one of the 3 pillars of musical theater, and what makes it so magical?
I think what makes it really magical is that it adds another layer, another dimension to the show entirely. You have all these talented performers coming together with their vocals and their acting, and then all of a sudden you add in the physicality of choreography, and it just adds this spark and gives the performers more like momentum and stamina and characterization to kind of play around with.
Yeah, it's always so fun when you're just like, oh, I didn't realize this person could dance, or just like seeing the stage, like you can choreograph just like, oh, I'm moving over here, they're moving over there, but the stage comes alive when 100%. People are dancing in it.
And I love getting to see, I always try as a choreographer to highlight people or ask like performers who I know are really strong dancers, you know, what can you do? Like show me something that you are personally proud of or that you think is a signature move that of course you think would fit or that we could possibly incorporate. And giving them that like moment to shine, especially if that is something that they have put their whole life towards, like with dancing. Because like you said, there are some people who come into the musical theater world with 0 dance background, and then others who come with like the 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So
what is your process for choreographing? Like I've seen some people, they write every single thing out. I know some people who just kind of move around as they're listening to the music until they figure it out. I know someone who uses Legos to like kind of place where everyone is. So do you have some kind of...
Yeah, so I think, you know, I kind of do like a combination of things. I'll sketch out like formations on pieces of paper, usually using like X's back from like my old like cheerleading choreography days. So like it's like a football formation essentially. But then I've learned over the years to take the sheet music and then write down the moves or the motions that I want at certain points just to kind of help me as I'm teaching. But like first and foremost, I just listen to the song over and over again to kind of get a feel for it and a better understanding of, okay, this is the speed that we're going to go at. This is the time period, like especially with Grease, like it's, you want the moves to be, you know, authentic 50s moves. But I also take it with a grain of salt because I make sure to let the cast know if something doesn't work or if something doesn't feel right, please let me know, or if something's too fast, because I can slow it down or I can change it or I can adjust. And I'm always game for people to have suggestions because it's community theater. It's all about like togetherness.
Yeah.
And I've been able to do that a couple of times where I'm like, oh, I love what you just did. Like, let's add that in.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my process.
So. And it's like with directing as an example, I think I talked to this with someone, but just like there's a line on the page, which is like, there's a choreography that you had planned and you say, all right, I want you to do this. And when you say it, you have a picture in your mind of exactly how you would do it. And someone else does it and you're like, I did not think of that as a possibility. Yeah.
Or you have something in your head to that point in case, and then you see it and you're like, oh, I hate how that looks. And then I look at them and I'm like, sorry guys, we're gonna scratch that because that just didn't look right. So
yeah, because there's like, if you're, especially with like large movements between different people, like crossing, is like, oh, it's gonna look great, they're gonna go like this and these people are gonna spin at the same time. But it's like, oh, you can't see anything.
Exactly.
This person, and you're like, this is a great dance step, oh, they're singing. gotta make sure that they can actually support their breath.
And that is one of the first things that I learned years ago. I did the show Closer Than Ever, which is not a choreography heavy show. And I remember one of the performers saying, you know, in a very kind way, she's like, "You've never choreographed for musical theater, have you?" And I'm like, "No, why?" She's like, "We have to sing." And it was that light bulb moment that I'm like, you're right. And I never had that, like, that never crossed my mind that I'm like, oh, they have to sing while they're dancing. Okay, so I have to be mindful of that and the moves and, like you said, being able to hold their breath because they're going to be breathing a lot more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you said that you choreographed cheerleading as well? Was that?
Yeah, so that was starting in high school. So I've cheered and danced for probably since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So that's like 25 plus years. And so I've choreographed cheerleading and dance routines along with doing like musical theater. Like I said, Close Than Ever was one of my first shows, also along with Shrek, where I kind of got to get more into the theatrical world. And then I also worked at Six Flags, so that kind of intertwined like the acting and dancing as well. So I've kind of dipped my toes in everything. And I was really jazzed getting cast in this show and getting the opportunity to do choreography. And when Stevie was like, "Oh, so we want you to choreograph the Cheer, the Rydell fight song," I was like head over heels, like this is my niche. This is like what I love doing so much. And I haven't gotten to do it since college, which was 10 years ago. So I was really, really happy. And the fact that I'm not going to like spoil it, but the fact that we're doing some like really fun special tricks that are really going to wow the audience is that some of these performers have never attempted before. It's just a real testament to their like willpower and want to like put on this amazing, authentic performance.
I'm so excited to see all of this now. And that's so fun that you get to use the cheerleading background in this, because I don't think a lot of shows call for cheer choreography.
No, and it was really funny when I asked Stevie and Mike, I'm just like, okay, so like what's the length of the skirts? What are the size of the pom-poms? And they're looking at me like, why does that matter? I'm like, well, it does matter. Because from their standpoint, they're like, we don't have this cheer knowledge. And I'm just like, no, I need to know, like, can I do a high kick? Because if it's an ankle length skirt, like it's going to be a little wonky. And you know, if we've got these like frilly pom-poms, and getting to teach them about the difference between them was pretty fun. So yeah,
that's awesome. What is a challenge in choreography that the audience might not realize?
I mean, there's a handful of challenges. Like obviously putting the pieces together of the singing with the choreography. I try my best when I'm practicing the choreography at home, that like before I'm going to teach people, to sing it out, because I think it better helps. Like I know everybody like can count music, but I'm just like, okay, we're going to do it on this word and this. And which is totally different from like a dance background. Like you're doing like 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're like, okay, now we're going to do it on we. And so there's that challenge. And then also having the variety of performers. Like I don't know everybody's dance background. And so it's just trying to make sure that it's accommodating and looks good for everyone. And that's the like most important thing that I want, is that I want it to look clean and I want the performers to feel comfortable doing it. And there have been times where I've taught something and then they're looking at me like, I'm just like, okay. I was like, let's take a breath. Let's figure out how we can do this, how we can adjust it and make it look good and make it comfortable for you, because I want you to look good on stage. I don't want you to look like you're about to fight for your life to get through this number. Like I want you to enjoy yourself. So that, I mean, that's, I feel like a huge part of the beginning stages. And then once you've got the choreography down, you then get the stamina. And so then you find your breath when you're singing along, and then you just get more comfortable with it all. And I think the other challenge is when you go from rehearsal space to like final stage space, because then you're dealing with the set pieces and you're dealing with a different size stage. And so at that point, you're having to maybe reblock and readjust things, which can be a little stressful and frustrating because, you've been practicing it one way for so long.
It's
and
in your
then you're
brain.
just thrown with an iceberg right in front of you. You're like, okay, how do I dodge this? And, but I mean, like, that's why we have the tech week to practice and everything like that. So
that's awesome. And it's always interesting trying to find like, okay, I want the people who have been dancing 20 years to feel challenged and engaged. And I want the people who have just started to feel like they're dancers. And finding that balance between the two it just kind of makes this whole kind of magical, like, hey, maybe these people are the people in front doing the extra spins, and maybe these people are the people in the back doing these things that if we didn't have the things in the background just kind of waving back and forth, it
and
wouldn't
even
make...
I'd like to say that you are one of those people when I saw you a couple of years ago and I was like, wow, like you are an amazing ballet dancer. And you're like, I have very little experience.
I have never done ballet before.
But it didn't show. And that's just, again, a testament to the choreographer and making you look as good as you did to fool someone like me that I'm just like, wow, Austin really had beautiful lines and his lifts were wonderful. And
they said, all right, Austin, all you have to do is jump once and pick up a lady like 3 times. I'm like, I think I can do it.
Yeah, and you did a beautiful job.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is there a favorite dance step in this show that like comes to mind? Just like, I love, or is there like a signature Krystyna move that's in a bunch of dances? Is there anything like that kind of comes to mind? It's just like, I love the Charleston, or I love doing some kind of like flipping people over on the shoulder.
You know what? I'm always a sucker for some good like flips and lifts. And I'll say this, I'm very excited because I get to get lifted at one point in one of the numbers. And I wasn't expecting it. And when I was in the group, I'm looking around and I'm like, I have 3 very tall men with me, so I'm going to take a wild guess as to who's being lifted. And of course, like the tallest of the 3 men was just like, yes, it's me. It's me. I was like, I'm strong. And so that was like a really exciting moment for me, just getting to be in the show. But I think overall, just getting, I don't want to say there's like a favorite move per se, but maybe I think like my favorite routine is probably the fight song. Just because it's like right up my wheelhouse and I'm so proud of it. And all of the performers, they caught on so quickly and were so like ready to do it. And even like a couple weeks later, they're like, okay, we've been practicing like day and night. And I'm just like, wow, like this is like, that means a lot to me because it's, seeing what you make on stage, it brings me so much joy. Like not just getting to be on stage, but seeing other people performing what you've made, it warms my heart. And it gives me that like, that proud mom moment.
Yes.
And over the last couple of years, I've been doing like school theater where I've been choreographing, directing, producing. I've been doing all of it except being in the show and finally getting the chance to intertwine both of those passions. Not thinking I would get the opportunity to do what I've done in the show has just been like a wild ride, and like I'm like so grateful for it. So
that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the show. I mean, I was already pumped to see it, but now I'm like, I can't wait to see all the shenanigans you guys get up to.
Oh yeah, it has been such a blast, and this cast has been amazing to work with. And I think at the end of the day, we all truly care about each other and we're looking out for one another, that like if somebody isn't feeling good, like we check in with one another. We make sure that, if somebody needs the extra help, like we go that extra mile to make sure that we're all in a good space, which I think is so important.
Yeah. Having that trust lets you be able to do all of the tricks that you do.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much. I know that we're in the middle of a dance rehearsal right now, so we got to get you back. But thank you so much for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Yes. And as always, it's 15 to places. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.